right, we should be getting the notification out now. So continuing as we just left off, had to briefly restart to see. Okay, my chat's still being funny. Okay, there we go. There's a notification. I was wondering if it was ever going to come out. Okay, so east of Belvidere, there is some destructive winds. There's also some very high winds coming into the northwest portion of Jackson County currently. Okay. I am keeping an eye on some areas that's got my concern now near Huntland. Okay. Yeah, we got all kinds of reports of wind damage with these storms, so they're definitely not something to take lightly. Lawrenceburg all the way to Waynesboro, we got damage reports all the way there. And Doppler radar currently indicating some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds going toward Estill Springs in Tennessee. Also some potential strong to damaging winds now moving into Jackson County. I've got some 40s and 50s going toward High Top. 64, correction, just got a 64 on there. And that's going to be with this part of the storm here. Starting to see radar indicated 60, 65 mile per hour wind gust. That's in the northwest portion of Jackson County, crossing along Highway 65, it looks like, near Francisco, or actually just a little bit to the east of Francisco. That's going to be heading toward the Jericho area and Larkin, Estill, Fork, and High Top area. There's still a threat of some gusty to damaging winds elsewhere, but the primary areas of concern is right here near Francisco, just to the east. We've got 65 miles per hour showing up right now on the scan, and that's east of Francisco, so the winds are starting to really pick up, and some 60 to 70, definitely not out of the question. So if you're at Jericho, Larkin, Estill, Fork, High Top areas, be aware. Especially Jericho, you've got some destructive winds on their way with this line of storms here. And I do see some broad rotation just to the northwest of, looks like Coptown. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on the rotation, but we're going to switch back to the high-res velocity, and we've definitely got some big-time wind peaks in there. I'm going to check it out with my other tool. All right, Doppler radar is showing an area. I'm trying to see if that's not right. I'm not 100% sure if that's a correct reading. I'm going to let the radar update again, but it's got a 76 miles per hour in there with 50 and 60 elsewhere. That's going to be east of Francisco. So let's let it update one more time. Right there is your 70, almost 80 mile per hour peak there south of Wilson's Top. All right in there. You got a 76 mile per hour wind gust right there. It's showing. If that's correct, and it's that close to the radar, I'm pretty sure it's correct. So that's incredibly concerning if that continues to show up. Okay, new radar scan just come through, not showing that anymore, so it may have been a little error on the radar side. Looks like this thing is getting right along County Road 140 and County Road 175 up in Jackson County. It's about to be on top of you. Some 60, maybe 70 mile an hour winds possible with that. There's my followers. I was wondering where everybody was at. Yes, there is a tornado warning for Jackson County. Okay, good. I know before nobody could see me. Yep, I can see everybody now. It was an error with my side of the software, evidently. So let's switch it over to storm relative velocity. And there is some embedded rotations in this stuff as it's continuing on off to the southeast. Just get it back to reflectivity. Very nasty looking storm. Most definitely a nasty looking little storm, line of storms there. Particularly around Coptown. That's a concerning little area there. It's just north of the Jackson County line. That's a concerning spot there, starting to show up. Also, again, if you're in Jackson County around Jericho, if you're in a mobile home, I'd suggest getting out of it. These winds could be 60 to 70 miles per hour. Not something you want to ride ride out in a mobile home, that's for sure. And there's also a possibility of a tornado with it, but at the moment, didn't see that. But there is some hail embedded in it, just really nasty stuff. So if you're in Jericho, you don't have long. It's about to be approaching Jericho. Let's get that back up. No confirmed confirmations on the tornado, just rotation. Remains in effect until 4:45 for north central Jackson and southeastern Franklin. At 4:15, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Cowan or near Winchester, moving off to the east at 45 miles per hour. Areas impacted would be Bass, St. Andrews, Anderson, Jericho, Sherwood, and Russell Cave National Monument. So let's back out and broaden the view out just a little bit. Looks like the line is now passing Larkin, is approaching Estill Fork. It will be eventually moving into High Top, hoping that these winds don't knock our radar out because we don't need that to happen. There's also some high winds. There may be needing on a warning to be extended a little further south toward maybe the Skyline area. As this moves in, I'm starting to see those winds pick up a good bit with that line. Possibility of an extension with a warning that would put it down toward Princeton, Holly Tree, and Skyline if this line continues to increase. But right now, the highest of the winds that I am seeing is around Estill Fork, pretty much where the severe thunderstorm warning is at. It doesn't look like those winds extend that far south. Again, that will depend on if it continues to strengthen. I do see some high winds going around the Maysville area, Ryland and Brownsboro area. And that is going to be about to enter into Jackson County, so we'll have to keep an eye on that side. Right now, all of our concerns on this side here. Looks like it's approaching High Top pretty quick in Jericho. So right here is going to be where we hang out and keep an eye on stuff. But let's back out just a little bit, show everybody what we're looking at. This main line of storms coming through. So far, there is a special weather statement been put out. That'll be moving off to the southeast at 40 miles per hour, wind gusts 50 to 55 miles per hour, and pea-size hail. Looks like, let me get the Huntsville up real quick. Looks like that'll be areas impacted French Mill, Trinity, Limrock, Valamosa Springs, Falkville, Speak, Nee, Smith, Vashon, Harvest, and North Cortland. What is this thing doing? Oh my gosh. Station 28 Skywarn, any reports? Pass them along, please. Standing by at 422. And looks like that special weather statement does go into Marshall County, but right now, area of concern, it's going to be up here in Jackson. I'm starting to see some concerning features show up on the scans here, so let's check it out. So we do have broad rotation now approaching the high top area. And it is about to move into Jericho, of course. New warning, extended further south, just what I thought. Station 28 Skywarn advising National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Marshall County and northeast Alabama, Jackson County and northeast Alabama, central Madison County and north central Alabama, DeKalb County and northeast Alabama, Franklin County and middle Tennessee until 5:30 at 4:22. Severe thunderstorm was located near Cowan, or 8 miles southeast of Winchester, moving east at 45 miles per hour. 65-mile-per-hour wind gust. Areas impacted: Limrock, Maxwell, Ider, St. Andrews, Larkin, Bridgeport, Pine Ridge, Francisco, Beans Creek, and Woods Reservoir. Also, remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into a basement or small central room in a sturdy structure. Station 28 clear, traffic 424. Okay, so this does extend into DeKalb County, anywhere from Geraldine all the way to Ider. So a big area there under that severe thunderstorm warning. So let me go ahead and get this up. All right, we're going to switch our radios over.
Say 20 meters, and so they start out with
tornado warning. Northern Jackson County. Northeastern DeKalb County. You're under a tornado warning. This is KO4FUN. To all amateur radio operators, be advised that the National Weather Service in Huntsville has issued a tornado warning that does include northeastern DeKalb County. This is KO4FUN. This is Station 28 Skywarn advising at 426. National Weather Service issuing a tornado warning for northern Jackson County and northeast Alabama, northeastern DeKalb County and northeast Alabama, and southeastern Franklin County, middle Tennessee. That's at 424. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 8 miles north of Skyline, or 17 miles south of Winchester, moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. Areas impacted include Bass, Jericho, Long Island, Russell Cave National Monument, Fabius, Estill Fork, Higdon, Sulphur Springs, High Top, and Anderson. Station 28 clear, 426. Okay.
Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Alabama: DeKalb and Jackson.
All right, I'm trying to get some guys in the chat here, or actually on the radio. All right, so that's going to be the rotation I was just mentioning, moving into high top. Currently moving over the high top radar, hoping to God it don't take mess the radar up. Looks like those winds are moving over the Jericho area. Get the reflectivity back up. Big mess of storms moving through high top. Those are some really high winds showing up. Another severe thunderstorm warning is also issued out for the southern part of this, which includes pretty much all of Jackson County. So no matter where you're at in Jackson County, if you're in the northern part around High Top, you got a threat of a tornado. Tornado warning also is the Stevenson, Bridgeport area. Shiloh, northeast portion of DeKalb, Ider, northeast portion of DeKalb, tornado warning, which looks like it doesn't include Ider, but they said it did. Areas in DeKalb that it does include will be Gann Crossroads, Old Belvin's Mill, York's Mill, Cartersville, Beulah, Fairview, Deerhead Cove, and Shiloh. In Jackson County, that tornado warning includes a pretty large area. Anywhere it looks like Eliza, I believe, Higdon, Overlook, Flat Rock, Sulphur Springs, Fabius, Old Fabius, Liberty Hill, Cameronsville, Yucca, Center Grove. I mean, it goes a long ways. Pretty much all of Jackson County under some kind of a warning. Looks like this tornado warning extends anywhere from High Top to Stevenson to Bridgeport, all the way into DeKalb County, in the northeast portion of DeKalb County. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning, and it extends all the way through Madison, northern parts of Marshall, around Grant, just about all of Jackson County, anywhere Pleasant Grove, Skyline, Hollywood, Scottsboro, Woodville, Paint Rock, Langston, Section, Dutton, Pisgah, pretty much everybody there. And we're going to be paying attention to this tornado warning here, so let's get back to that. And I do see rotation on the radar here, and I'm hoping it passes over. Looks like that is going toward Cave Spring, Allison area. Looks like kind of toward the Allison and Cave Spring area, what it looks like. And we do have broad rotation. All right, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with our chat. Seems like some members are having cell phone problems. All right, let's zoom this back out here. So my area of concern right now is going to be like right on top of James D. Martin Skyline Wildlife Management area. That's going to be where my concern is at currently. So let's go ahead and do a track out on this. It's moving off to the southeast. Okay. It's moving off. So it's moving east, but it's, yeah, that's correct. It is moving kind of east. 35 miles per hour. All right, so it looks like it'll be around Cave Springs in the next 5 minutes. Bass around 9 minutes. Eureka around 12 minutes. Card Switch 16 minutes. Haynes Crossing 19 minutes. Edgefield in 19 minutes. Newtown 19 minutes. Cooper's Mill 19 minutes. Looks like Bolivar in 22 minutes. So moving a little bit further down. Looks like it'll be around Bridgeport 27 minutes. Cameronsville 26, Summer Bluff 22 minutes, Rocky Springs in 24 minutes. Looks like I got a little bit backward there for a minute. Battery Hill 28 minutes, Bryant in 35 minutes, Higdon in 38 minutes, Floral Crest in 40 minutes. But again, that will depend. Yeah, we've got some decent rotation starting to show up now. If it would move a little further away from the radar, that would be nice. Little Coon Mountain looks like it's going to be very close to where that's at. Yeah, that's definitely a nice little area of rotation there. All right, let's go to correlation.
Legal. And you are going over the top in terms of trying not to step on somebody. Like I said, you faced us at one time.
Yeah, we've got a really strong peak here in the wind. So there is broad rotation. We got 68 miles per hour wind gust it's showing.
You're wanting to talk back to somebody, and then all of a sudden it goes into tune, and you're transmitting the tone, and maybe give me auto use power and things like that.
So we're just going to be carrying on a conversation while there's a tornado warning up. I guess that works. All right, notice the rotation weakened on that last scan. It's now approaching Cave Springs area. So can't rule out a tornado with it. I'm really keeping an eye on this little bit of a notch here, kind of going toward Bass, the Bass area. So if you're in those areas, take your tornado precautions. Pleasant Grove, Bass, looks like Cave Springs, Eureka area, 117. I believe that was either Highway 117. But what I was doing, the reason I wasn't live earlier is because I was out getting damage, looking at the damage in Crossville. We definitely had some swirling in the field. I got all that image up, or all those photographs and stuff, so I'll be putting them up later. Ider, you still got a long ways to go. I mean, if this even, which more than likely it will make it that far. But yes, I mean, if you are in that tornado warning, go ahead and prepare. But you're well ahead. So you're just outside of the warning area. So I'd be paying attention in Ider and Shiloh, especially if you're under that tornado warning. I mean, if you can get to the shelter, yeah, I mean, go ahead. Especially if you're in a mobile home, definitely go ahead. If you're in Stevenson, Bridgeport, you're under a tornado warning. Definitely, if you're in a mobile home, get out of it. Go to a storm shelter. You've got a little bit of time in Stevenson and Bridgeport to do that. Not a lot. This thing is moving in pretty quick. It looks like it's exploding out into like a destructive, damaging wind type threat at the moment. And again, don't forget DeKalb County. I know everybody's wondering what is going on in DeKalb County. There's a warning out, and even northern Marshall County. This line is not moving terribly fast, but it is moving. It'll be moving into Paint Rock and Woodville next few minutes probably. Looks like, and then moving into northern parts of Marshall County around Grant. Then also it'll move into Langston section. Pretty much, if you're in Jackson County, anywhere from Scottsboro, Hollywood, Stevenson, Bridgeport, Pisgah, Dutton section, Langston, anywhere in there, pay attention. It's coming your way. It's not there yet, but it's coming. If you're in DeKalb County, particularly the northeast portion, that's where the tornado warning is, around Gann Crossroads, Fox Mountain, Beulah, Old Belvin's Mill, York's Mill, Fairview area. Deerhead Cove, and Shiloh. Now, that's the Shiloh in the northeast portion of DeKalb County, not the one further south. Tornado warning there. But if you're in DeKalb County, further south, there is a severe thunderstorm warning, and it does go from Geraldine, Lakeview, Fife, Shiloh, Pine Ridge, Powell, Fort Payne, Rainsville, Sylvania. There's another Powell up there. I know I've just seen another one. Sylvania, Valley Head, Hammondville, Henniger, Ider, you're all under severe thunderstorm warning. So pretty much just over, the majority of the county in DeKalb is under a severe thunderstorm warning, excluding the southern southwest portions, which will be Crossville, Dawson, Skirham area. Looks like Lathanville, Kilpatrick, Rodentown, Arona, Liberty, Hendricksville, Dawson, Whiten, Five Forks, Rogers, Pendergrass, Painter, not in that warning. But if these storms continue to strengthen, there's a possibility that we might get added back to the warning, or added into the warning, rather. All right, so it looks like damaging straight line winds is what we're going to be focusing on at the moment. I do see, areas that there is a little bit of concern where I'm going to be watching. And this thing could spin up a tornado. I particularly just noticed a small area of rotation near Carnes. That's a little bitty tiny spot. Ooh, okay, we're showing up on several different scans here, so that's interesting. That is not what I wanted to click on. So I am noting that could be a little bit in the upper level of the storm. I want to watch that little area there. It's got some odd features going on for it, that's for sure. Okay, so what I'm going to be paying close attention to is definitely this one near the Carnes, because I'm seeing some shear in between Carnes and the Cowles area. All right, so that went away. So that is more than likely wasn't anything of concern. Maybe some turbulence going on. So again, if you're in Bridgeport, hopefully you're in your safe place till this does move through. If you're in Stevenson, same thing. Hopefully you're in your safe place until this moves through, as you are under a tornado warning. Now, Hollywood area, you're going to get ready to experience some destructive winds. If you're in Hollywood, you be ready, because there is some destructive winds on their way. So pretty much anywhere from Hollywood to the northeast towards Stevenson, there is some destructive winds in those storms. Let me go ahead and get you a reading. We've got 60 miles per hour. That's to the west of Stevenson. 40 to 50 elsewhere. Looks like the highest area of winds is going to be just to the west of Stevenson, kind of moving towards Stevenson. Looks like we've got some 55s, 57s, 58s, and I did see a 60 in there. Don't see it now, but still, this thing will be capable of producing some 60 mile per hour winds, maybe higher. We are pretty close to the radar. I've got a 58 miles per hour going towards Stevenson, so 59 miles per hour now. So we've got some 60s very close to it in there going towards Stevenson. Yeah, really starting to see those colors brighten up near Cedar Grove. So if you're in Cedar Grove area, you're about to get some destructive winds coming through there. Really starting to see those colors brighten up. There's also another area that I'm going to be keeping an eye on near Hollywood. In Martintown, there's some potentially 50 mile per hour, maybe higher winds. But our destructive winds are going to be right here near Cedar Grove, like coming right at you. Looks like it will cross Highway 72, around Crow Creek Refuge. Hope I said that right. I don't think I said it right the first time. Looks like it's going to be approaching Fabius and Old Fabius soon. So some destructive winds showing up in that area. I'm going to take a look with my other radar. Let's look at that tool. You cannot see it. So we've got 60s all throughout that area there that's bowing out. We've got over 60 miles per hour now, almost 70, just to the southwest of Stevenson. So I'll circle the area because I know you can't see where that's at. But we've got some 60-plus miles per hour right here in this batch, and that's probably moving on top of Cedar Grove area any minute. Really starting to see those brighten up. So we got some destructive winds there. And also be aware there could be a spin-up tornado in this that's not able to see it on radar. So it looks like now it's moving right over Cedar Grove. You're going to have some destructive winds, really high winds like you probably haven't seen in a little while. Other than the last tornadoes we had. So these are going to be some destructive winds. Going to be moving right over Cedar Grove, approaching County Road 137 and Highway 72. Anywhere from, looks like Crow Creek Refuge and Pender Hill. Looks like the heaviest of it's coming right toward Raccoon Creek Wildlife Management Area, if you know where that is, and Highway 72. And County Road 137 near Cedar Grove in Jackson County. And starting to see some wind speeds pick up just to the north of Hollywood. Going to be moving toward Highway 72 around Martintown. But our highest winds right now is definitely going to be up here, right over Cedar Grove, currently in Stevenson. Would not be surprised to see some wind damage with that. All right, let's take a look at the chat. Again, if you're in Fabius, you've got a few minutes to react. You're probably seeing a massive shelf cloud. I mean, probably one of the wickedest looking things you've seen today. Very wicked shelf cloud approaching you. And, yeah, don't wait till that thing gets there. Go ahead and take shelter if you're in Fabius, Yukon area. There is a tornado warning out for that area, too. Looks like it's going to be moving toward the Sulphur Springs and Liberty Hill area. All right, we have broad rotation showing up around Stevenson. So we do have around Card Switch. We have some rotation now showing up. Right in where that little notch is at. So I'm going to be watching that. All right, let's zoom it out a little bit. So yeah, Stevenson, hopefully you're already in your safe place. You've got an area of rotation that's about to move right over. All right, we're going to briefly look at the chat because I can't see nothing that anyone's saying at this point. So we're going to look through the chat real quick. Station 28 Skywarn wanted to advise seeing an area of rotation around Stevenson currently. Also, Doppler radar indicating 60, maybe 60-plus mile per hour winds around Cedar Grove. Looks like that's going across Highway 72 to southeast toward the old Fabius area, maybe Fabius, here in a little while. Still seeing a little area of broad rotation around Stevenson and Newtown. It will be crossing Highway 72 very shortly. I believe that's near Ponder Hill, if I'm saying that correct. New tornado warning. We got another area rotation now near Martintown. Station 28 Skywarn advising a new tornado warning now. Area broad rotation near Martintown. We got several areas of broad rotation currently. Looks like it's over Hollywood, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Hazard tornado areas impacted. Pisgah around 4:50, Henniger around 4:55, Eider around 5 p.m. Other locations will be Dutton, Pine Ridge, Martintown, Mentone, Rosalie, Sulphur Springs, Adamsburg, Fackler, DeSoto State Park, and Valley Head. Stage 28 clear, 447. Yeah, tornado warning goes anywhere from Powell to Rainsville, Sylvania, Pine Ridge, Fort Payne, Valley Head, Eider, Shiloh. It's away from us, but it's close. Yeah, I got always. All right, let me grab this up real fast, everybody.
Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a
I've got to get EMA on here.
windows.
Here we go.
I'll be opening a formal session of the DeKalb County Severe Weather Net in response to severe weather in the DeKalb County area. This net provides support to local government agencies and the National Weather Service. All participation is appreciated. This is a formal directed net, and all traffic should be directed to net control W4LJH. Normal amateur use of this repeater is suspended for the duration, and stations with emergency or traffic should break in at any time. Are there currently any stations with emergency or priorities to traffic? If so, please call now.
I'm trying to get EMA on here.
We will take in check-ins shortly. Please stand by for check-ins.
All right, area rotation just moved over Stevenson. It's moving off to the southeast now toward Cameronsville and Old Fabius. Also an area rotation just to the southeast of Martintown.
600 kilohertz offset and the 77 hertz tone is our designated backup frequency. The secondary backup frequency is 147.27 megahertz simplex, which is this repeater's output. Should conditions make both repeaters unusable.
So if you're in section Dutton, Pisgah, take your tornado precautions, get in your shelter. If you're in Fabius, Liberty Hill, any of these areas, this is a big area that includes a really large area. Old Fabius, Liberty Hill, Cameronsville, Eliza, Higdon, Bridgeport, Bryant. It's on top of Bridgeport right now, that line is moving toward Bryant. Sulphur Springs, Yucca, Flat Rock, Schrader, Rosalie, Pisgah, Georgetown. This is?
Sierra X-ray Delta Sean in Fort Payne.
This is? Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot Uniform November, KO4FUN. Name's Chris in Grossville.
This is KM4FIO, Kilo Mike 4, Foxtrot India Oscar, Danny in Rainsville.
So we're really seeing some destructive winds approaching Georgetown right now. Another area of destructive winds approaching Fabius. Could be some 60 to 70 miles per hour. Same with Cameronsville. All right, I've got to switch something out really quick.
This is net control. Let me acknowledge the ones that I did get. W4KKS, Mr. Scott, KM4FIO, Mr. Danny, KM4BRU, Mr. Felix. I had an SDX. Please come back with your call sign.
All right, I don't believe he got me for some reason.
Station with Sierra Delta in the call sign. Come back.
This is Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot Uniform November, KO4FUN. Name is Chris in Crossville.
So I've got you down, KO4 Report FUN at Crossville. All stations on this net be aware we have 2 tornado warnings issued for DeKalb County, northern DeKalb County up around the Ider and
So I do see some signatures showing some destructive winds right now. We do have some debris showing up, and that is not due to a tornado. That's going to be due to these destructive winds right over Fabius, crossing County Road 81. There is some debris showing up, which is more than likely dirt and, stuff like that. With winds this high, that's to be expected. Approaching the Sulphur Springs area, all this moving off. We'll be moving into Liberty Hill, Overlook, and Flat Rock shortly. We haven't got into DeKalb County, so don't think you're safe in DeKalb just yet. I know we are under a tornado warning here. And also the northeast portion. If you're in Ider, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. You are under a tornado warning. Shiloh, Beulah. Let's get the major cities. Henniger, Sylvania, Powell, Rainsville, Pine Ridge, Fort Payne, Valley Head, Hammondville. Take your tornado precautions. Pisgah also, it's like right on top of Pisgah right now, these winds. And if you don't get a tornado, not seeing a tornado yet, you will be getting some destructive winds. So if you're in Ider, go ahead and take your precautions. Mean looking stuff coming your way. Same with the Shiloh area, northeast portion of DeKalb. Looks like the strongest area winds now right on top of Sulphur Springs, moving toward the Flat Rock area. Could be some 60, 70 mile an hour embedded in there. Also, that'll be moving on toward the Fairview area, northeast DeKalb, Beulah area, Old Belvin's Mill, York's Mill, Gann Crossroads, Fox Mountain, Deerhead Cove area. Looks like anywhere in those areas. And then further south, of course, Ider, it's gonna get pretty rough in Ider as well, and Henniger. So watching this big batch of damaging winds, also some embedded rotation showing up in those storms. And I definitely see that happening here. That's approaching the Fairview area in northeast DeKalb. Also approaching Liberty Hill, Overlook, and Flat Rock. So, gonna leave this stream up. Definitely might try to get the aircraft up and get some shots of this storm as it moves through. But of course, we will keep the continuous coverage up as always. I'm gonna throw my other battery on charge really quick.
Locations expected to be impacted: Ider, Bridgeport, Pine Ridge, Pisgah, Rosewood, Southern State Park, Dutton, and Paint Rock. And we stay under this severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30 p.m. this evening.
All right, sorry guys, getting some stuff together here. So yeah, really good area of concern now is approaching northeastern portion of DeKalb. I'm gonna look at that nice little area there. Not seeing nothing that would indicate a tornado on the ground, but we know how quick that could change. Just broad rotation at the moment, embedded. It's not, nothing showing up that will be saying, hey, there's a tornado on the ground at the moment. But there could be one embedded that could touch down very quick. That would be what this will be, one of those events where, it would be unexpected. It would just be really quick. And that is now approaching the Overlook and Flat Rock area. Let's get the high resolution reflectivity back up. Seeing some just very high winds now. About to enter Flat Rock. But if you're anywhere along this line, anywhere around, of course, Dutton, Henniger, Ider, Shiloh, northeast portion of DeKalb, you be ready. There's going to be some really high winds coming through. We're also watching further south, but this line's not extending that far south yet. But we're watching a bit of an outflow boundary now.
Significant reports of personal observations of severe weather, including tornadoes, funnel clouds, wall clouds, pea-sized hail or larger, rainfall rates in excess of 1 inch per hour, wind speeds in excess of 50 miles an hour, structural damage, and of course any injuries. Please.
Station 28 Skywarn advising. We do have our DeKalb County net up. That's going to be on the Whiskey 4 Delta Golf Hotel, W4DGH frequency 147.2700. I'm glad he listened.
This is W4CAJ mobile, heading from Rainsville toward Grove Oak area and right back.
All right, Ider, you don't have much longer till this gets into your area. Also Henniger. But the worst area looks like it's going to go in between Ider and Shiloh, or rather Ider and the Shiloh area, around Fairview, Old Belvin's Mill, Deerhead Cove area.
All right, this is W4LJ. I got Mr. Gerlin, KC410S, Colton, W4CAJ, and Brent. I got GBN, but what's your prefix there, sir?
And that is JR, and I can't even understand it hardly.
November 4, golf, November. Brent.
So getting your safe places
November
again.
4, golf, Bravo, November, Brent. I got you down, sir. Thank you. And JR, if that was you, you're barely breaking the squelch.
That was him. Tornado warning remaining in effect for central Jackson and northeast Alabama and northeastern DeKalb County until 5:30. At 4:46, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hollywood, or 8 miles northeast of Scottsboro. Of course, it is well to the east of Scottsboro and Hollywood, so it's already passed. This thing's like on top of section Dutton area. But anyway, looks like it'll be, it says Pisgah around 4:50. It's already past Pisgah. Henniger around 4:55. It's already past 4:55. Ider around 5. It is not in Henniger yet, so give it a few more minutes, and it will be in Henniger and also Ider. I am seeing some destructive winds with this.
We're under severe thunderstorm warning for about all of the county. The only part that's not listed under that is like the Crossville-Collinsville area at the moment.
All right, I am seeing it try to tighten up as far as rotation goes. That's a very concerning signature. Looks like it's going kind of toward the Shiloh and Fairview area, northeast portion of DeKalb. Still showing some broad rotation with that. Just a little bit concerning of a signature.
It looks like on radar to be around the Rosalie area at the moment and extending up through around, really all the way up to the state line, really. So that's moving through the county.
All right, and it is trying to make a southerly turn right now. It was moving to the east, but it is now moving east-southeast, so it's trying to dive a bit further south. Also, if you're in the Powell, Rainsville, Pine Ridge, Fort Payne, Sylvania, Henniger, Ider, let's go ahead and cover the immediate areas. Ider, need to be in shelter. Shiloh, like it's certainly right on top of you. Henniger, same thing. It's on top of you right now. Powell, Sylvania, to be on you next. Rainsville, Pine Ridge, Fort Payne, Valley Head, all next in line. Same with Hammondville and Mentone. So y'all are next in line with this.
SMA, Mr. Kenneth, and you said 5, sir?
And my main area of concern is going to be a little bit northeast of Ider.
Yes, sir. I have you down on the list. Thank you for checking in with us.
All right, we got a new mesoscale discussion that's just come out. All right, so our next areas of concern that we will be paying attention to. None of this is warned yet. It's going to be with an outflow boundary. It looks like it's developing, moving toward Langston. There is a severe thunderstorm warning with that. Those areas around Grant and Langston, which is approaching now. It'll also be moving close to where I'm at. But there is a severe thunderstorm warning in place around the Geraldine, Lakeview, Fife, Shiloh area, Powell, and Collinsville areas. That's going to be with this stuff to the north coming in. That's going to be an outflow boundary that's developing a little bit further behind the line, or actually down below the line. And we are keeping an eye on these cells here that's now entering Ider and Shiloh, also Henniger and Sylvania. And that is a neat looking signature kind of towards Shiloh.
National Weather Service has issued an updated bulletin. A tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30. At 5:02, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Henniger or around 12 miles northeast of Ransville, moving southeast at 40 miles an hour.
Yep, it has changed direction.
This is a radar indicated rotation at this time. This dangerous storm will be near Henniger and Ider at around 5:05 p.m. Other locations impacted by the storm.
Let me adjust the screen out a little bit.
The storm include Dutton, Pine Ridge, Mentone, Rosalie, Sulphur Springs, Adamsburg, DeSoto State Park, Valley Head, Little River Canyon National Park, and Hammondville.
Again, yeah, don't send stars. I can't receive them. Thanks so much for reminding me of that. Yeah, don't send stars because I can't get them. Information is posted in here if you want to send a donation to DeKalb CWX Cash App. It's all posted in there. Go check it out. Don't send stars. Save you money. I'm not going to be able to get them. I don't know why this thing still allows stars. I've disabled it a long time ago, but for some reason it's not disabled. So, yeah, again, don't send stars. You're just throwing your money away. I have no way to get them. All right, so I want to make sure this thing don't do nothing kind of sudden. We're going to leave our radio up and everything, of course. That way everybody can listen. I'm just going to be keeping an eye on these storms back here in the background for a moment. And listening for any reports that come in. So Station 28 Skywarn, we're still monitoring severe thunderstorms along a line extending from Powell all the way northeast over to Ider and Shiloh in the northeast portion of DeKalb. These storms do have broad rotation embedded in areas of the storm. The main threats will be damaging winds 60 miles per hour plus. Also, the threat of a brief tornado can't be ruled out. Storms are now moving over Ider, Henniger, and will be approaching the Powell, Sylvania area shortly, Rainsville area shortly, Pine Ridge, Fort Payne, and then eventually Hammondville and Valley Head as well. Station 28 clear. Any reports, pass them along. All right, so not looking too bad as far as it goes on the velocity rotation side. There is some embedded stuff in there. But my goodness, look at those winds. Those are some really high winds. Rather damaging winds. That area of the storm there has had my attention for just a few minutes.
Here's W4LJH, just going to give you an update from the National Weather Service here. They are continuing the severe thunderstorm warning for us until 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Jackson and DeKalb County. At time, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles northwest.
Still seeing broad rotation.
Mountain, or around 10 miles east.
And this one near Fairview, moving around Deerhead Cove area and Beulah.
That's where they've got it listed.
So our concern right now is right over in here, Old Belvin's Mill and Beulah.
Locations impacted include Fife, Fort Payne, Higdon, Ider, Little River Canyon, Bridgeport, Pine Ridge, Rosalie, Pisgah, and Rainsville.
I've noted that storm trying to rotate for a few minutes now, and it is currently doing so. So we've got some broad rotation west of Beulah around the Old Belvin's Mill area. Broad rotation in there.
Are currently in the warning. And also it looks like a dog count here in Adamsburg here. So be aware with that.
All right, I'm going to move to a secondary radar. I do see some what seems to be some debris showing up. Not tornado related. It's going to be related to these damaging winds that's moving across. But that's to be expected with these kind of winds. I'm going to back out and look at another radar. You see, my favorite radar is going to be Radar Omega, but when it comes to looking in depth, Radar Scope is going to be my absolute favorite. You can just spot things easier with it. May just be because I'm used to using it. But yeah, I'm also seeing a little area of rotation on this one.
DeKalb County Severe Weather Net update from the National Weather Service. They are continuing the southern tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30 for northeastern DeKalb County. At 5:07, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Henniger, or 12 miles north of Fort Payne, moving east at.
All right, Hammondville Valley Head, you're next in line.
This is radar indicating.
Be taking your tornado precautions.
Mainly impact areas over rural northeastern DeKalb County, including Pine Ridge, Mentone, Sulphur Springs, Adamsburg, DeSoto State Park, Valley Head, Little River Canyon National Park, and Hammondsville. They have posted that they are going to be reissuing the northern one, so stand by here as well.
All right, so new warning will be coming up for the northern part. Okay, we got some lightning that's trying to speak here and trying to say something's going on.
They are continuing the northern one at 5:09 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Bridgeport, moving east at 35 miles an hour. Locations include Ider and Sulphur Springs for this one. W4LJH, standing by for any reports of severe weather. Is there any station currently not checked in that would like to check in? Please call now.
A little bit noisy over there, but to be expected.
Steve, I've got you checked in.
All right, moving to the chat. Let's take a look.
KQ4BRF, Kelly and this checking in.
I'm an amateur radio operator, emergency communicator, which that's what you're hearing on the radio, on our repeater frequency in Fort Payne.
BRF, acknowledged by Net Control. Any other station?
And we are pretty much linked in with the Weather Service Huntsville office. If any reports come across, all I got to do is pass them along, and they go right to Huntsville.
All right, you're done. That's W4LJH Net Control for the DeKalb County Severe Weather Net. Standing by for any reports of severe weather.
Nancy, who's blocking people out of the storm shelter? Just curious. I know by county regulations, it is, my opinion, I believe I'm correct on it, that once there's a tornado warning that's coming your way, they do lock them and they don't open them. But, I mean, if there's someone knocking on my shelter, I'm going to open it up. You know, I do understand that they have to watch, the county has to, be responsible for people in the shelter, and if they open it up and a tornado is coming and it kills everybody, they're responsible for it. That's really a tough situation to be in, just to be honest. Like, I wouldn't want to be in that situation, honestly. New warning coming up right now. All right, new warning just coming up. Severe thunderstorm warning for central Jackson and DeKalb County, northeastern Alabama, DeKalb County, northeast Alabama. A lot of severe thunderstorms are located along the line extending from near Trenton to near Ider to Powell, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts to quarter-size hail. Areas impacted: Fife, Fort Payne, Higdon, Ider, Little River Canyon National Preserve, Pine Ridge, Pisgah, Rosalie, Rainsville, and DeSoto State Park. Station 28 Skywarn, all stations, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for central Jackson County, northeast Alabama, DeKalb County, and northeast Alabama until 5:45. At 5:11, a line of severe thunderstorms is located along a line extended from near Trenton to near Ider to Powell, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail. Areas impacted will be Fife, Fort Payne, Higdon, Ider, Little River Canyon National Preserve, Pine Ridge, Pisgah, Rosalie, Rainsville, DeSoto State Park. Stage 28 clear. Bulletin 514.
Wind gust and quarter-size hail with this storm front. Hail damage expected to vehicles and expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations to be impacted include Fife, Fort Payne, Higdon, Ider, Little River Canyon National
So just to
Park,
mention, nothing concerning at the moment. Nothing concerning for the southern portions of DeKalb at the moment. Just some regular thunderstorms. We're watching the area to see if there is any additional development along this line. Of course, there is a warning out anywhere from Shiloh, Fife to Lakeview. That's going to be due to this outflow boundary. Gust front, those winds could be up to 60 miles per hour with that. That is currently approaching Shiloh, Fife, Lakeview, and also areas to the south, no warning. If you're in Crossville and Geraldine, no warning yet. You're just to the south, and if you're in Marshall County, no warning yet. All that is currently moving into the northeast portions of DeKalb, not affecting those areas at the moment, but we're keeping an eye on it. The heaviest stuff now is actually moving into Georgia. I see an area rotation there as it is moving into Georgia, and there is a big severe thunderstorm warning up for that. I know I had people message me before, and they're confused, why my mama keeps checking in with me so much. And, well, they was in a tornado in 93 over on Dawson. If anyone remembers 1993 outbreak. They was in an EF3 in a mobile home, and they should not be alive today. So, yes, she is rather nervous about tornadoes, so be understanding to that. Until you ride out a tornado in a mobile home and you survive, you don't really know what you're talking about, by judging. So just want to throw that out there. They actually wrote out that EF3 in a mobile home, and it didn't go so good. Dad shouldn't be alive. Mama shouldn't be alive, period. That was 2 years before I was born. I was born in 95, and then I came into the world loving severe weather. As a child, as a little bitty one, not even knowing what it was, I loved it. Go figure. Been doing it ever since. Okay, tornado warning still in effect for another 14 minutes for, it's like until 5:30. Where did that go? Yeah, until 5:30. And that's going to be for areas such as located near Henniger, 12 miles north of Fort Payne, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour.
Northern tornado warning expire. That's for far extreme northern DeKalb County, Deerhead Cove, Cartersville area. But that area is still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Everybody from around Sulphur Springs.
Yeah, I believe this tornado warning should go ahead and cancel. because I'm not seeing anything concerning regarding tornadoes. But that don't mean one couldn't quickly spin up. So we're going to watch it. It looks more like damaging winds because the storms are becoming outflow dominant at the moment. Due to that, I'm noticing they are weakening a good bit on the scan here. That still don't mean nothing, but the biggest part of it, that's then the meanest part of it's now entered into Georgia. So the next area in line is Hammondville and Valley Head, which you're getting that right now. Rainsville, you're going to get some of that gust front just now coming through. And we are seeing some additional storm development or shower development around Geraldine and Lakeview, which you are under a severe thunderstorm warning if you're in the Lakeview area. Fife and Shiloh. Rainsville still under a tornado warning. That's going to be due to areas of broad rotation in the storm. And that's why they've got a tornado warning out, because the way the storm's been behaving. But other than that, nothing really crazy for the Marshall County area. Nothing really crazy for the southern parts of the cap, southwest portions. Honestly, all I'm seeing that could pose a threat will be this outflow boundary, where that severe thunderstorm warning is. Lakeview, the outflow boundary is approaching you, so just to let you know that. And I'm going to step back for just a moment as things have calmed down just a little and look outside. I don't want to jeopardize a good opportunity for a photo if I can get it, so be right back.
This is W4LG with DeKalb County Severe Weather Net control here, continuing to stand by for any personal observation reports of tornadoes, funnel clouds, wall clouds, pea-sized hail or larger, rainfall rates in excess of 1 inch per hour, wind speeds in excess of 50 miles an hour, structural damage, and any injuries. Are there currently any stations with anything to report? Not checked in that would like to check in.
Yeah, nothing really worth viewing at the moment.
Hearing nothing, we will continue to stand by here for any reports of severe weather with W4LG.
Seeing some shower and storm development now along that outflow boundary, moving into Lakeview currently.
It says AB4DH in Sturham.
Sounds like he's heading over my way.
I've got you checked in. Anything to report at the moment? All right. That's it. AB4DH. Thank you for checking in, Daryl. AB4DH. I got you on the low.
So I bet he's coming over. I got to program some radios for him. Okay. 1 second, everybody. I've got like a ton of things coming in here. I just got a message from him. Come on, phone, hurry up. All right. So I had to let him know where I live at. Let's see if I can.
Stations, this is WRLJ at Control. Just to give you an update from the National Weather Service. They are going to continue the severe. Let's start over here. They are going to continue the tornado warning for DeKalb County in effect until 5:30 p.m.
All right, so they are going to continue that tornado warning.
5:20 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located around 11 miles northwest of Somerville, moving southeast at 40 miles an hour. Locations potentially impacted would be Pine Ridge, Fort Payne, Mentone, Sulphur Springs, Adamsburg, DeSoto State Park, Valley Head, Little River Canyon National Park, Hammondville, and they also have Brainsville on the list. At this moment, this is a radar indicated rotation. Primary impact would be flying debris and damage to roofs, vehicles, and windows. Tree damage is also likely.
No, keep a lookout for Daryl. I'm on live still, but he's supposed to be coming for me to program some of his radios. This
Somebody's
is moving.
been going up and down the road
This
here.
is moving out. That's probably him. If you don't mind, let him know I'm still live, and I will come get those radios and program them here in a minute.
He's
but-
went down that way.
I just told him that that we live here, so kind of keep your eye out for him if you don't mind.
The truck?
Does it have antennas on it?
It's a big truck.
Probably so. Oh my lord, I am so sorry, Daryl. I got tied up on the storm here. So this is going to be still radar indicated. They are keeping the tornado warning out for just a little while longer until this does move out, and it will be moving out pretty soon. Okay, give me just a second, everybody.
This is W4LJ with the DeKalb County Severe Weather Net with another update. I guess they've changed their mind. The National Weather Service.
Okay, tornado warning canceled.
The tornado warning for East Central DeKalb County will expire at 5:30 p.m. The tornado threat has diminished, and the tornado warning has been canceled as
All right, these severe thunderstorm warnings should be canceling as well. Everything moving off to the east and moving into Georgia. So these warnings should be canceled, the severe thunderstorm warnings, very shortly.
We are still under a severe thunderstorm warning.
So we are going to continue to keep an eye on things here.
Here for a little while and see if anything else comes up with it. If they cancel this storm front moves out of the county, that may still be a little faith how. But while we're waiting on that, I will be standing by here. W4LJ, stand by for any reports of severe weather.
waiting on you.
All right, I'll be right there. All right, everyone. So, my opinion, I know there is still severe thunderstorm warnings up, but I'm not seeing really any point of staying live, to be honest, because I'm not seeing nothing that indicates damaging winds or anything. I'm going to double check. There is some gusty winds and stuff coming in, and I am checking something out around 5 really quick. Okay. I'll be right there. Okay. So we will be keeping an eye on things, everybody. I am going to go ahead and conclude the stream because these warnings should be canceling anytime now. Everything is below severe limits. It looks like, let me check that out. When did they put that out? At 5:28 just now. They just went in and put another one out. Okay, no. Yeah, that's going to be for those areas there. So we're going to leave everything up. Looks like they just put out either that or my computer just updated. So we will leave the audio and everything up. I have got to step back for a minute. My opinion, not seeing nothing that would be needing to stay live, really. But I'm going to leave it on anyway. And leave the radio up and go grab his radio as a programmable for him. And I will be back.
60-mile-an-hour wind gust and quarter-size hail possible. Locations possibly impacted include Fife, Fort Payne, Dogtown, Colburn, Guest, Sulphur Springs, Little River Canyon National Park, Hammondville, Lebanon, and Pine Ridge.
Alrighty, everybody. Sorry about that. I had to go grab these radios to program later on. So we're still watching the radar. I'm not seeing, nothing at the moment that would really, need to stay live, but I'm going to stay live anyway until this warning is canceled at least. So I do still see some gusty winds moving through Pine Ridge, Fort Payne area, moving to the southeast along 35 and 11. That's going to be approaching Little River Canyon National Preserve area. Let me get my backup radar here. Let me go in the background. All right, yeah, I mean, the wind speeds are not crazy in these storms. I've got 20, 30, 40 miles per hour. These warnings should be canceling very shortly. But they're going ahead and continuing it.
For southeastern DeKalb County at 5:32, a severe thunderstorm line was located from around Chickamauga, Georgia to 8 miles west of Trine, Georgia to around Fort Payne, moving southeast at 35 miles an hour. Main hazards expected include 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Locations possibly impacted.
Okay, the quarter-size hail.
Colburn, Guest, Little River Canyon National Park, Hammondville, Pine Ridge, Mentone, Adamsburg, and DeSoto State Park. This is W4LJ standing by for any reports of severe weather.
All right, so starting to see it look like it's trying to pick up around Fort Payne on this latest radar scan, so going to keep an eye on that. But the wind speeds are not, again, they're not crazy. Just some gusty winds really with it. Anywhere from Pine Ridge to Fort Payne, continuing off to the southeast. So yeah, they're leaving that warning up due to that outflow gust front that's coming out there. There could be some high winds with that. We got some shower thunderstorm activity now around the Pendergrass areas, Rogers, Oak Hill. That's coming kind of towards Skirham, in between Geraldine and Crossville. Looks like it's closer to Geraldine, but we got some additional thunderstorm development along that gust front in this little system coming through here, but still not seeing nothing severe in Marshall County. We're going to be keeping an eye on this part of the storm until it does move on out of our county. All right, where's your location at? You're talking about you're not seeing a hail core on radar. There was some embedded hail in there. Eider, it's already past you. Already past Henniger as well. I'll let everybody know when we're all clear. I'm going to take one more look at the high resolution models and make sure there's not anything else coming in. I did have to step back briefly. Apologize. All right, so that is going to be okay. So models are thinking maybe around 10 o'clock tonight. Another batch coming through. So we may not be done.
This is Kilo Quebec 4.
Let me switch everybody over, and we'll take a look at the high resolution. Bear with me while I switch everybody over, and I need to get that tornado warning off of there.
Scott, I have you on the list. KQ4VET. This is W4LJ Net Control. Continue to stand by for any reports of severe weather. Are there currently any other stations that wish to check in? If so, please comment.
And I will give our frequency out here in just a moment. I've seen some people asking about that. Currently fighting with this stream here to get it to open up. There we go.
Done. We are currently still under a severe thunderstorm warning
All right, so our high-resolution models are wanting to bring another big batch of storms in here around 10 o'clock tonight. As you can see here, we've currently got our little line coming through here that caused some severe weather. Let me look at the timing on that, of course. Yeah, that was at 5 o'clock, all moving out of here. And then we got another big batch to the west that's going to come through. And this could also pose the threat of damaging straight-line winds and a low threat of a tornado. Looks like it gets along I-65 around the 8 o'clock time frame, progresses northeast, starts entering Marshall County around the 9 o'clock time frame, and then starts moving into DeKalb County around the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock time frame, and then completely gets out of here. It is completely east of us and weakening by approximately 1 a.m. So we do have another batch coming in, so you will need to remain weather aware even after this one gets out of here. Hopefully these storms here weakened our energy and our atmosphere. I'm hoping that they did, and all we have is some gusty winds, hopefully. But looking at the models here, some of these storms look pretty aggressive, and I would not doubt to see more severe weather with it. And that is why we're under severe thunderstorm watch, I believe, until 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look back at my notes, but it does look like there's another line that will come in a little later on. Looks like it does weaken a bit as it gets over into the cab, but still looks pretty mean. So we will keep an eye on it. So let's go ahead and get back to radar. And there is another severe storm warning now. And that is going to be due to the outflow gust front. I wish my viewers wouldn't have left. But at 5:45, it's in effect till 5:45.
Primary hazard at the moment, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. W4 LJ standing by for any reports of severe weather.
So again, do apologize for getting sidetracked there. But we are backtracking still, and the Weather Service is continuing a warning out for that storm. But I'm still not seeing damaging winds in this. Maybe this is a precautionary measure. I'd rather be, overly warned than not warned at all. Understandable. So until this gets out of our county, we're going to stay live and keep tracking, even though I don't see damaging winds in our, anywhere around Adamsburg, Dogtown, Colibran. There is a severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for, what possibly could be. Where I do see some potential damaging winds will be in the northeast portion there around, or actually the eastern portion around Bankhead, and looks like that's Highway 117 going into Georgia. That's the main area of concern at this point as this drops south. And that's going to be along that gust front that we was just talking about. We've got some 14-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now with sustained at 5.8. Out of the west-northwest, and that's going to be due to this gust front coming through right now. But other than that, that's it. And I believe they might have just canceled the warning. I know I've been wondering what is up with that. Okay, yeah, they did. They canceled the warning. Severe thunderstorm warning that was, put out is now canceled. Weather Service canceling that warning at 5:40. So the warning has been canceled. DeKalb County is currently all clear. But there is more coming, so keep that in mind.
The storm is weakening and has weakened to the point that it is below the severe limits and no longer posing an immediate threat to life or property. Therefore, they're going to let the warning expire at 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
All right, everybody.
11
o'clock. We're under a watch, so keep that in mind. There is more coming. This is not over with yet.
And after that, we'll secure momentarily here when that expires, and we'll go from there. W4LJ, standing by.
All right, so let me get these newest graphics up. I've got to pass some more traffic up. Okay, so putting a new post up regarding the threat of more severe weather later on. Again, it's 70 degrees. Hopefully these storms have done the atmosphere over. That would be nice. Station 28 Skywarn advising the National Weather Service has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for DeKalb County. At the moment, looking at Doppler radar, Jackson County, currently all clear. Marshall County, there is some embedded shower and thunderstorm activity, but nothing severe at the moment. The DeKalb County area, same thing, showers, some embedded thunderstorms out there, nothing severe. We will be keeping an eye on more storms that will be moving in from the west, and they will move in approximately the 9 and 10 o'clock hour into our county. So we'll be watching that as another round of strong to severe storms moves through. Again, a severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 11 o'clock for northeast Alabama. Station 28, clear traffic, 543. All right, everybody, so we're going to get ready to wrap things up here for now. Again, there is more coming. Make sure that you do have multiple ways to receive warnings. Make sure you got it set to receive my notifications, live streams, posts, all that good stuff. Thanks again, each and every one of you, for joining me here. Sorry I had to back out for just a minute. You know, I wouldn't have backed out if I wouldn't have thought that we were okay. So just letting you know that. We're going to get ready to wrap it up. And thanks again, each and every one of you. God bless. Stay weather aware, and we'll see you on the next update. And Cash App information, all that. Let's go ahead and get that up. And I forgot, need to end the stream here with our sponsors, Mr. Dylan Snyder at Alabama Living Real Estate. For all your real estate needs, give him a call, 256-979-4330. Check him out on Facebook. Also, RKG Automotive Group. You can check them out on Facebook. Nice cars, nice selection, good price. Give them a call, 256-323-7323. And also, if you do have storm damage and you need some work done, you can give Wade Swords a call at 256-558-9910. Licensed and insured. He does all kinds of stuff. Tree and stump removal, excavation, dirt work, bucket work, demolition, debris, all that good stuff. Again, there's his number. You can give him a call, 256-558-9910. And thanks again, each and every one of you. We'll see you on the next update.